force them to punt out of their own end zone.
Holland does the audible. Give it to Bell. Up over the 5 to the 7. I think they check with Jimmy Green to the 7-yard line. Well, you can't do that. You got the guys in the hole. You can't give up a 5-yard gain.
And it was one that seemed to be defensed well to begin with, but they were unable to finish the play from the defensive perspective. And you know that when they ran on the field, Mike Hankwitz talked to his defense about, hey, we've got them backed up. Great place to force a turnover, guys.
Colorado moving a lot on defense. Looks like they're not sure where they want to line up. 2nd and 5. Up over the 10 to the 13-yard line. That'll be about a yard short of the first down. Again, it is Jimmy Green just lowering his head. And Hammerschmidt doing a good job calling the play for Colorado State. Holland's pass almost picked off. J.J. Billingsley was reaching over the back, intended for Green. 2nd down and 10 now for Colorado State. Again, Holland will change the play. Colorado backs off. Penalty flag. There'll be some motion in the backfield. That'll shove them back 5 yards.
Prior to the snap.
Maybe.
Number 76 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Holland, they try to draw. Some running room. Colorado closes quickly on Jimmy Green. Brian Ewu spent most of the first half on the sideline. He is back, and that was huge. Robertson Walker to the right. Holland, the deep flat pass. That's going to be picked off. Lorenzo Sims. Sometimes Holland does try to force the ball. Was that a case of trying to do too much with not enough there?
Yes, and pressure. Because when he set up to throw the ball, the pressure was in his face. At that point, it was time to tuck it down, take the sack, and punt the ball away.
Well, you can see the turnover situation. That's something that's really hurt Colorado with 2. Colorado State now with 1. Fumble it right back. It's still loose, still loose. Colorado State has it. Miles Coach Avery has an interception. Now he has a fumble recovery that was forced by Jamal Hall. I don't think that Colorado has any toes left. They shot themselves in the foot so many times today.
Well, if you go back to a point that you made earlier, you asked me about, how about these running backs who weren't hit much in the fall? What about ball security? That was a question we asked Gary Barnett in the meeting. And he said, well, we've done a lot of other drills having them work on ball security with Sean Sims, their running backs coach.
4th fumble. They've lost 2 this afternoon. So they just blew a golden opportunity. Bell is tripped up, but not before he picks up 4 or 5. J.J. Billingsley is down. Coming off that knee surgery last year. Only played in 2 games, and he is the pillar of strength for this defense.
They just went to the heights, right? Got an interception, forced a turnover, gave the ball to their offense in a great spot. They're on the bench congratulating each other, happy, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, which means you got to go right back out onto the field. That's a tough one mentally to handle, so you got to be careful here and watch to see if Colorado State tries to go deep and take advantage of them while they're unsettled.
Colorado State's defense has been on the field a lot. Bell has stood up. In fact, the Colorado State's offense is about +6 minutes as far as possession time. And it's warm out here.
I think Dan Hammerschmidt, the coordinator of Colorado State, is enjoying what his offensive line is giving him.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to admit, I would have thought about taking a shot on 2nd down. You know, you got a little bit unsettled defense coming back out there after what's happened. Time's going to run out here in the 3rd quarter, which is good probably for Colorado to try and get a little bit of a blow. 4 wides, balance set.
Colorado brings 4. The pressure collapses. There's a duck in the air, and it's picked off by Colorado again. The 2nd interception. Akarika Dawn coming down with a football. The senior out of Sugar Land, Texas. Hey, the Colorado offense better do their share.
It's time for them to pick up their share of the load, isn't it?
Absolutely. Platt dumps it off in the flat to Vickers. He is just hog-tied at the 48-yard line. He may even lose a yard on that play. Morton Jones is there for the stop. He did lose a yard on that play. I don't know where Platt was throwing that ball. It was intended for Patrick Williams, a redshirt freshman who was on a streak pattern right down the sideline.
And what I think Gary Barnett's wondering right now is his offensive line is allowing a lot of pressure in the face of Joel Klatt. They're going to have to stand up and be stout and give their quarterback a chance to throw the football.
Platt rifles it over the middle. Pass is complete inside the 30-yard line down to the 28. Joe Klopfenstein. His third reception of the game.
Klopfenstein, number 89, running into the seam. And Klatt finds him and gets him the ball. And what I've been impressed about with the Colorado tight ends is the way they adjust to the football. He was running inside. The ball came back on the outside of him. He adjusted and made another fine catch. And what happened on that play? Good pass protection for Joel Klatt. Able to step up and throw a strike.
Well, Gary Barnett said he was not sure of the passing game. He's afraid they're going to lock down on two of their wide receivers and just sit back and wait. Trying to open things up now. Platt, empty backfield, going down the sideline. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Evan Judge. That with a quick toss. Some running room. Charles breaks it. Touchdown, Colorado. Gary Barnett says he's the fastest guy he's ever had. He makes up for the fumble, takes the corner, dances into the end zone, and Gary Barnett wants to go for two.
And he looks at the scoreboard and realizes if he gets two, he's only down 3. Now, if you've listened to us in the past, I'm not huge on chasing points. But I think Gary Barnett's wondering how many opportunities he will have.
That's right.
So he wants to get them now. They are in the 4th quarter. So he wants to get it and make it a 3-point game if at all possible.
Vickers and Charles in the backfield. Colorado State moving around on defense. 4-2. Platt rolling out, buying some time. Has a man in the end zone. Caught. It's good. Evan Judge coming down with the ball. Nevertheless, Colorado is backed up. They have to treat this like this is the last drive of the game. Platt's got a man open. First down over the 35-yard line. Up to about the 38-yard line. Dusty Sprague. His 4th reception, none bigger than that one.
And this is good coaching by Sean Watson. A great route by Dusty Sprague. But the reason I say it's good coaching is because LaDon Levine, number 28's in the game out at the corner.
33-yard pickup. Again, has another man open. Klopfenstein inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. His 4th reception. That's the Joel Klatt we thought we would have seen in the first half. Colorado back on the attack. Klatt tries to slip away. Tucks the football and just takes the seed, and he'll lose about 5 on the play. Delroy Park with his first sack. That's the 3rd for the team. 2nd down and 15. 4 on the play clock. 2-1. He gets it off in time. Klatt steps up, lets it fly, has a man complete up to the 32-yard line. Patrick Williams, the redshirt freshman. Jamal Hall was chasing Klatt around, still able to get it away. Closing in on 3 to play. 3rd down and 3. Clock is moving. Klopfenstein's in the slot, goes across the middle. Klatt steps up. Pass, good defensive effort by Colorado State. Miles Kochaver, who has had an outstanding game, got his hand on it. Mark it at the 38-yard line. This is a 48-yard attempt for Crosby. He was 3 of 5 within this distance last year. Good snap. The kick is on its way. Splits the uprights, and it is good. The nation's best kicker has tied the game. Crosby set to kick it away. A line driver. Hill looking for the wedge. Nothing there. Gets pushed back right at the 20-yard line.
The story of the second half has been the Colorado defense after the first flurry by Colorado State. But right now, Sonny Lubick and his staff have told his team there cannot be a 3-and-out on offense. That leave Colorado too much time. If they get the ball back, they've got to get some first downs.
And there's that defense swarming around Kyle Bell again. James Gary, the senior out of Colorado Springs Mitchell High School, comes up to make the stop. This is a young man that was just 205 pounds when he signed with CU. Put him about 275 now. Billingsley is back, so he's okay.
That's good eating and good time in the weight room to slap that on. But see, if you're Colorado State, you're not playing to get to overtime, but you're also not wanting to put yourself in a spot for an easy score for Colorado as we see the total yards here in the second half.
Especially with Colorado having Crosby. Howland looking, throwing. Oh, he throws it into coverage again. Burrow picks it off. He's at the 25, goes down at the 22-yard line. The second time Howland has made an ill-advised throw into traffic. Yesterday we said, do you want to make him run around? He said he's not as good when he does that.
And that was his worst throw of the day because it's one he has to eat. He knows the position his team is in. You're backed up a little bit. You don't, what did I just say? You don't want to give them an easy opportunity.
That's right.
That's exactly what Justin Howland just did. The most ill-advised throw that he's had. And how about them in the second half? Touchdown, interception, punt, interception. Colorado State on offense.
Colorado is already within field goal range. Charles, oh, what a move! Again, to the outside. Goodbye, Hugh Charles. Colorado State lost in the final 30 seconds, and they were heartbroken. They led most of the way tonight, and now they find themselves down with a minute and a half left. Crosby for the extra point. The lead is at 7. They have a quarterback that, despite the interceptions, is extremely talented. Crosby boots this one through the end zone.
The offensive staff of Colorado State, the running back you have on the field must be your best pass protector because you've got to throw the football. Remember, first down, stop the clock in college football. And Colorado State has 3 timeouts at their disposal, plenty of time to move the ball downfield.
Low snap, Holland's got it. Pass to no one in particular. Osborne, Roberts, and Sperry come to the near side. Anderson to the far side. 2nd and 10. Sperry's open. They don't see him. They get it to Anderson. Complete over the 40 up to the 43-yard line. The clock will stop with 1:20 to go. That's Anderson's 11th catch of the day.
And on this play, Colorado rushed 4 and dropped 7. Not much pressure this time on Howland. Gave him an opportunity to find Anderson curling inside. Don't be surprised if Mike Hankwitz shows the 4-down lineman and eventually decides to rush one of the linebackers to put a little more heat on Howland.
Pick up at 22. Howland has time. Pass into the flat, complete in Colorado territory to Luke Roberts. Clock is stopped at 1:10. Another first down. Roberts' first reception.
Clock stops to move the chains. They get up on the line of scrimmage, save themselves some time, don't have to use a timeout. If I'm Mike Hankwitz, back-to-back plays, no pressure on the quarterback, he's picking me apart. I might want to think about bringing someone for a little pressure here.
The linebackers are about 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. They don't bring them. Howland going deep, looking for the home run. Has a man. Incomplete to David Anderson. 2nd and 10. They swing it out to Sperry. Looks for a block, gets one. Runs out of bounds, but not before he gets up to the 40-yard line.
That was an intelligent reception by Corey Sperry. Realizing what the time factor is with the clock, catches it instead of taking it up inside, moves to the outside so he can get out of bounds.
3rd down and 4. Holland and Platt have faced each other twice in high school. They each won one. Holland winning the last, throwing a touchdown pass in the last minute. The safety that he went over, Joe Platt.
They continue to rush 4 and drop 7. Holland's had some time to find receivers.
3rd and 4. The rush, the pass, complete to Sperry. Another 1st down, and the clock will stop with 46 seconds to play.
As I look at this, with the ball where it is on about the 32-yard line, 1st and 10 for Colorado State, Justin Holland has had a chance to play pitch and catch going down the field. David Anderson is back on the field now, the wide receiver for Colorado State. If you're going to take a shot at the end zone, you might want to think about it now. As we look at Justin Holland in the second half, the 3 interceptions, the big thing. The reason I say take the shot now, you have field to play with.
That's right.
The closer in you get, the less the defenders have to drop, and the back of the end zone becomes an extra defender.
1st and 10, 46 seconds left in the ball game. Holland scrambling, looking down the sideline, still looking, throws, passes caught incomplete to David Anderson again. His 12th reception, he's over 100 yards. His 11th 100-yard game for his career.
You know what my surprise has been on this drive? I think I've expressed it, the rushing 4 and dropping 7. Because they talked about last year that they just kept giving up yardage by playing conservative. No pressure on Justin Holland. He's having a lot of time to find receivers. And now is where it gets tough because you don't have as much receivers.
Holland again going into the end zone. Touchdown! Penalty flag is thrown. Hold on. Sperry is the guy who caught it. We're not sure. This may be offensive interference.
That's what you're hoping if you support black and gold. If it's green and gold, you're thinking it's a hold on the Buffaloes. J.J. Billingsley was on the coverage, number 5.
Well, no.
Pass interference, number 5 on the defense. That penalty's declined. Touchdown.
Well, last year's hero in the game, J.J. Billingsley, he stopped Colorado State on the goal line.
And this is a young man who has not been the normal kicker for his career. Coming into this game today, 1 PAT in his career that he's made.
Kevin Mark, a senior from Coral Springs, Florida. High snap, the extra point. And we are tied with 36 seconds left. But you don't want to go anywhere. Colorado's got a field goal kicker that has hit us. He's done a great job, but this is the man that State is fearing the most right now. Mason Crosby, 60-yarder last year. We saw him boot a 65-yarder today, warming up.
And because of him, that alters your strategy if you're kicking the ball off for Colorado State. You might think about kicking deep because if you squib it and give up too much of a chunk of yardage, you give them a chance to get him into field goal range earlier. I want them pinned back as deep as I can because of that young man's leg.
It's a squib, but it's a deep squib. Robinson mishandles it. Has room up the middle. Still has room. Up to the 40-yard line.
They just need 20 yards to be well within Mason Crosby's range.
Colorado State blitzes. They find Patrick Williams. He is within range of a field goal. The clock stops with 25 left. 22 yards on the pickup.
They have 2 timeouts, so if you're Colorado, you don't necessarily have to throw the ball here. You know, you can run the ball, put it in the middle of the field. They probably want a few more yards just to feel better, but you're well within Mason Crosby's range. You're there.
It's a 55-yarder about right now. Here comes the blitz. Platt gets away from it, throws it away. He's outside the tackle. I think somebody went left instead of going right. What do you think?
I'd just try and move it towards the middle of the field and gain a few yards. Great. But, you know, with him, you're talking 50-something yards. It's not the same. Sure, your accuracy, you want it closer. But would you rather take your chance with Mason Crosby? I'd say yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to do anything right here that will take the chance out of his foot, off of his foot.
Pass out of the flat, down to the 31-yard line. Dusty Sprague with 9 seconds left. Do you bring him in now?
I think you think about it, because if something goes wrong, you still have 9 seconds on the clock.
Here he comes.
And that play call by Sean Watson, put it on the right hash marking for a right-footed kicker, soccer style. That's the place you want to be, because now he can pretty much take a full pass at it. He doesn't have to punch it from the other hash mark. Now you can just go ahead and let it rip.
Nick Holtz is the holder. They're spotting it. The 37-yard line. It is a 47-yarder for the win. They've done it again to Colorado State. Tell you what, Ed had room to spare, Charles. You know, we talked with Joel Klatt, told us about it's like having a warm blanket around you, having a guy like that. Herbert and Hill are back. Crosby. Oh, he's going to pop it up. Interesting.
Well, now if he just stakes a knee in the end zone, no time comes off.
He better take a knee, and he does. And now they're going to force him to go for the win.
He's got a monster arm. His coaches have told us that he can throw it 80 yards in the air. He'll be tested here.
He'll need every bit of that 80. This is it. Clock down to 0. That's not going to do it. Tip. Oh, my. Still tipped. It's going to be intercepted by J.J. Billingsley. Second year in a row, he seals the victory for Colorado.
We didn't have.
Has a long, proud history in college football. And the Buffs many classic games. They're not touchdown! Oh, touchdown! Games that live on and are part of the Colorado football lore. FSN takes you back in time to a classic game that is remembered by those who were on the field and in the broadcast booth. Relive now a CU home team classic.
It could not be more splendid. Keith Jackson up from Arkansas was worried about it snowing. Keith's going to be 80 degrees today.
Nice warm day out there. I was a little worried because you like to keep the booth open when it's cold.
You bet. Perfect day for it. Well, Missouri has won the toss. They defer to the second half. They don't want to see Ben Kelly handling the football. In fact, if they don't think they can kick it out of the end zone with wind at their back, they told us yesterday that Brad Hamrick is going to pooch kick it. So Ben Kelly, who's one of the finest return men in college football, can't handle it. Last time Colorado played 2 weeks ago, heartbreaking loss, 31-24 against Rick Neuheisel's Washington Huskies, and Ben Kelly took a kickback 98 yards in that one. 5th time on a return in his career he's been in the end zone. They expect very close to a sellout in the neighborhood of 52,000 from Folsom Field. Here we go. Well, Kelly's going to get a chance. Look out. Shifting gears. See you later. No flags. What a start. 99 yards. They didn't want to kick to him, and you see why. Well, if you're just getting comfortable, it's 6-0. Larry Smith wants to know why Brad Hamrick either didn't pooch it or kick it along the ground. And they pay for kicking it to Ben Kelly. Jeremy Aldridge makes it 7-0.
You know what? He has the ability. He's a He's an All-American track runner, and we saw that speed on that kickoff return right then when he just shifted gears and nobody could catch it.
Speaking of shifting gears, number 9 can really run. That's Travis Garvin along with Ricardo Rhodes. It's going to be Garvin from the 3. And he won't get to the 20-yard line. Knocked down by Alvis Brooks. Here's the now officially 100-yard kick return by Ben Kelly.
The one thing that Ben Kelly does, he gets the ball upfield, no dancing around. And the one thing you can't let somebody do if you're a great kickoff returner is let the kicker tackle you. And he doesn't. And then he shows that great speed that he has in the 100-yard dash by getting to the end zone.
Yeah, when he shifted to the fast lane, it was all over. That was the kicker he made miss, and he's gone. So 2 ball games in a row for Ben Kelly. Here's Missouri on offense. Kirk Farmer's their quarterback. And they hand it to Devon Black, and he gets a couple of yards to about the 21. Ty Gregorak made the stop there. Kirk Farmer gets his first start of the year. They rotate quarterbacks, but Jim Daugherty, who normally starts the game, is a little gimpy. They want Farmer to get off early today. Normally he starts a little bit slowly. Offensive line, 1 returning player, and that's Rob Reedy, the All-American candidate at center. He's one of the best in the nation. Ken Lehman has great speed. Also look out for the tight end, Dwayne Blakely. They'll throw it on 2nd down. And in and out of the hands of Blakely. Let's check our Southwestern Bell Wireless defensive starters for Colorado. Justin Bannon on the nose. Good football player. He goes about 290. He's a sophomore. Jesse Warren gets the start. The senior, he's played a lot of football over the years for Colorado. Jay-Sean Sykes runs like he's a cornerback and linebacker. And there's Ben Kelly, great cover corner along with Damon Wheeler. The safeties need to tackle well today for Colorado. It's 3rd down and 7. And Farmer just throws it away. Devon Black was the intended target. 3 and out for the Missouri Tigers. They look like they're shocked still.
Knox ran about 400 meters today.
He's still out of breath, though. Effective run here. Cortland Johnson on the toss. So get it out to the 15-yard line. A pickup of 5. Brought down by Jamonte Robinson, number 55. You know, Cortland Johnson wants to play well. He was recruited heavily by Missouri, but decided to leave Hazelwood Central and go from St. Louis to Boulder, Colorado. And he leads the Buffaloes in rushing the football this year. Machete underneath throw. Daniel Graham breaks a tackle, breaks another. Physical run out to the 30-yard line. Ran through Jamonte Robinson, a pickup of 15.
It's an old stick route that they run in the West Coast offense. What the tight end does is he comes out, he runs a stick route. But when you have a tight end as explosive as Daniel Graham is, he can pick up those extra yards, and that's what they want him to do.
Machete on a waggle. This is where he's dangerous. And a good play downfield by Danny McCamey to make an open field tackle on Machete, who's got good feet.
Well, it looked like they had him in the backfield, and they didn't because he did a great job of getting away. He comes around here, and he's so quick and so explosive. The guy just misses him. He gets outside the tackle. But the one thing that he does is he doesn't throw the ball away that much. If he doesn't have receiver open, he will tuck it and run.
Picked up just a couple, 2nd and 8. There's McCamey from St. Joe. And Johnson straight ahead, not much. It'll be 3rd down and about 6. Barry Odom, 39, will get up last. Colorado needs the 41. Machete, man, wide open. Big yardage for Eric McCready. 21 on the advance.
This is a 3rd down driven offense. They do a great job on 3rd down. When you look at that and you watch McCready, he just come underneath, and that was a zone. Nobody picked him up in the zone. He picks it up and he just runs to get the 1st down.
That's amazing about Colorado. You look at their wideouts, and they're 4 deep at every position.
position.
They can all run. Here's Machete again on a boost.